Hello, hello everyone. Venus Callida here. I'm all tucked in my ugly Christmas sweater, which is actually really kind of cute. Look at it. It is. I'm just plugging in my better microphone. Hopefully you can hear me better. Here we go. Here we go. It's in. And I've got my, well, it's hot cocoa with candy canes in it, like stir sticks. And I am wrapped up in a fuzzy blanket. Let me see. Hang on. I'm just adjusting myself so I'm not lying to you. I'm in a fuzzy soft blanket. And I've got my Grinch Christmas sweater all laundered and ready to go for tomorrow. Well, you know I love cosplay, so of course I'm going to dress for the seasons. I actually found myself a random piece of green fuzzy tinsel string, and I put that in my hair as a big bow today, and I'm not sorry at all. And I'm not sorry for going out in public and shopping like that too. I don't care. I don't care. But anyways, I have my favorite wallpaper here. I've got my humble seasonal Christmas couch. I put my laptop on the side. My laptop is actually on my couch. And but I've got like two cold bottles of water, and I'm gonna drink tears of mine. Hello, Marcus Blackwell. I am so surprised you found me. I'm so glad. I like my nice fuzzy sweaters. Actually, I bought that Grinch sweater this year from Giant Tiger, under 20 bucks. I get a lot of my pants and shirts from them for work, like 7 to 15 bucks at a time, and I'm not sorry because they look fine and they're clean and they're new, and so they fit me right. And hey, because you just get dirty at work anyways. So it's not dating clothing, but it's appropriate for what I do. So I have no plan. I know I haven't been gaming for a bit. I've been really struggling between layers of sickness and injuries and workshops and training sessions. And I got my first aid level, emergency level C, a couple weeks ago. And ironically, that's where I had a slip and fall where I got a concussion. So I've been down and out, and I got that concussion while my flu was turning into pneumonia. And now, as you can hear, I'm finally breathing a little bit easier. My ribs are pretty sore from that fall, and my head hurts massively. But I think my voice is still good. So I thought I'd put it to some good use and just say hi and see who channels me today. And I've got my lovely reindeer. I'm channeling reindeer. I've been channeling reindeer for 2 weeks. I've got this shawl with a reindeer like hoodie on it, and it just like goes around you like Red Riding Hood's cape, except it looks like a fawn in soft brown with little white spots. I thought it was a good graduation from my actual Santa shirt that has an actual Santa beard over the chest. And the problem is children are reaching out and touching it. And I'm like, please remember that Mrs. Claus is under that beard, please, because it's really awkward. But I've been wearing them, and children have been wanting to hold my hand, children that I do not know, which is a little bit awkward in public. But I say hello, and I tell them I'm Mrs. Claus or a reindeer, and then I go on my way. But I have the Grinch's shirt. It's the brightest, lightest, like, it's like a spring green, which is like in a Crayola crayon. It's like the yellow mixed with the green, so it's very light, limey kind of color. But it actually looks good on me, strangely enough. So I'm like, I'm in. And the kids love the Grinch, I gotta say. I'm meeting a lot of children recently wearing these sweaters. Usually a night owl, me too. I am not getting good sleep at all. But I'm getting some sleep. I'm just like in and out. What I'm doing is passing out as soon as I get home from work, and then I am actually missing my online course. So luckily it doesn't expire. So I'm a little bit behind on the stuff I wanted to study, but I'm out there. And at least I've been making some memes for you guys. So I'm trying to come in. Hello, Copper. Is that Copper Kaiju? Hi. Hi, guys. There's 3 of you out there. Thank you so much. Whoever else is out there. Welcome in. I'm just chatting. We could chat about anything, really. I'm just rambling today. Oh, but I'm going to drink my bottle of water now, one of the two very cold bottles I have. I'm going to chug it as sloppily as I can so you can share the ASMR experience with me, because that's the budget we have for our sound effects. Here we go. Drink it to your health and mind, everybody. Let's hydrate together. Here we go. Well, Marcus, I don't even worry about the reason why. I'm just glad you're saying hello. Listen, guys, I feel guilty about it, but I haven't been able to finish my winter caper, and I know like we're totally into winter season now, but I'll probably get it done on the weekend, so it'll at least be out by like the Christmassy time. I don't know if anyone out there is celebrating Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or anything like that, or New Year's or a birthday. But happy everything. Yeah, I hope so, but I don't know. The pneumonia is getting better. I'm just in a little bit of pain. Like I'm putting my lungs through something this year, but it's like I can go for years being well, and then all of a sudden 1 year I get everything, well, almost everything. Nothing that can't be cured with an aspirin or antibiotics. Let me say, okay. Oh, I wrote a winter caper for you guys like a month ago. And then I got so busy with work and school and everything, and then being sick and injured and all the workshops. I have been to, I've got to say, 5 training sessions and or workshops and or conferences in the past like 2 weeks. Plus my observation and pre-observation meeting, which I had two, and mini post-observation just so I can sleep at night, and a bigger one's coming later. I've done a lot. Well, I feel like nothing's been accomplished, but a lot is done. And yet, I hope I'm feeling lighter on my mind because I know. But anyways, there's a winter caper story that I wrote for all you guys like a month ago. We were talking about it in a chill. Actually, Copper and I were talking about it a couple weeks ago, was it? But I haven't populated the pictures. All the story's done. I haven't populated the pictures. I just thought I better whip out some memes. I'm seeing that my crystal snow globe is not as popular as when I did the Magic 8 Ball, but like it's only getting a couple of views here and there, and my stuff isn't getting the kind of traction on TikTok or I'd say Instagram. I get a lot more views than even in here, but don't get the followers crossing over to follow me here. So I don't think I'm ever going to monetize. But I just want to explain to everybody why I've been lax. I really didn't want to set that schedule for being online last week, and I was terrible. I was missing all over the place, so I'm really sorry. But I did have a concussion. I still do. And all that. Very cranky. Been very cranky. And I feel really bad because I renewed my subscription for a while, good to May. And then I haven't played at all, which is really bad for my guilds, really bad for me as a GM. But again, injuries. So I've really been conking out as soon as I get home. It's all I can do to get to work on time and then get through the day. And then I conk out because of the pain in my head, which we know I've been doing for a bit now. I'm hoping that with some time off, I'm not going anywhere. Everything's too expensive. So instead, I stocked up on my favorite beverages. So I've got Snapple here, and I've got some iced teas, those peace teas. Love them. I love cherry. I appreciate raspberry very much, but sometimes I want cherry to just cut through, and sometimes I use just the green tea. I do the lemonade, but again, I was warned to get off of the acidic citrus fruits because my spit is like acid on my teeth right now and all that. But I just couldn't stay away. I've been buying real orange juice, but like the real fresh pressed orange juice. I'm trying to feed my brain because you really do have to feed your brain to help it heal. So, and you know, guys, I explore all these different eating for medicine kind of thing all the time. So I'm back to lots of water, which I miss and need, which my dehydration thing is crazy. I've been back to steamed milk instead of coffee. I've been very good about getting off of coffee, even iced coffee. I'm not liking it like I used to, so that's a good sign, I think, shifting. But I'm depending on iced tea. I've been making lots of tea, like just tea, but putting honey and lemon in it. And sometimes I've been making hot water with honey and lemon in it because, like, I have it, and so I like honey, so that's the way I can eat it and not just stick my tongue in a jar like Winnie the Pooh. And I hope that's helping for you guys too, because it actually is making me feel better. It is helping. But having anything with caffeine, the pop, like I'm going through blitzes of having double pops. Oh my goodness, I wish I never knew that Fanta had a pineapple pop, because I love it, and I'm drinking two at a time. That's very bad. But I'm not doing it every day, and I'm doing it like once a week I do it. But it does keep me awake longer so I can stay alive long enough to do some laundry and clean the kitchen or make actual food. Which I've got some nice stuff in the fridge there waiting for me, or in the freezer, which I'm gonna do over the holiday. Oh, you don't have to say anything when you interact with my memes. You could just enjoy them and tell me which ones you like. Now, I know some people were really sick of all the booping of fuzzy cute animals last year, but I did it again. So I found Arctic animals and one from the South Pole because I just had to have a baby emperor penguin. They're so fuzzy cute. And I just feel like it's like, just reach out and touch that screen. Boop that baby. Boop that winter baby, because I just want to bring some levity. And I don't have a meme for today. Was it, the 18th? I don't know. But I do have memes 2 out of every 3 days going until the Epiphany, which is the first week of January. I'm just not as inspired right now, and I don't want to force it either. But I put some boops in there because they were the fastest thing I could manufacture, and they do make me feel happy to look at. The winter babies. But this weekend, for sure, I will have the winter caper out. It's going to be one of those door games again, like a choose your own adventure. Because, I don't do a lot of the dating games. It's kind of weird. And I'm not a romantic, smushy romance person. I'm here as a mercenary, trying to just give everybody safe space to hang out together and do stuff. And also to try to build the lore of our little community as a mercenary band, because I'm all coming to you as a gamer girl from the Horde. And but I do, I wanted to go to Bangarang. I used to look at their stuff and get, like, they used to make skater dresses and like lycra pants, but it was graphicked with like the armor of the Alliance, like Sylvanas. I always want to get the Sylvanas pants. And I was thinking of getting some, and they've gone out of business. COVID really killed a lot of businesses. I'm sad about that. So I was sad. I was wanting to get a Horde Christmas sweater. Now, there's a Murloc ugly Christmas sweater, which is kind of cute. I know there's one out there with like a dinosaur in the middle of it, but I don't know how I feel about that. I think that would be going too far for my dad. But I got the Grinch. He's actually already seen me in it, so now I'm stuck wearing a nice, like, silky rose colored blouse for Christmas. I have to be normal this year. I try to bring the levity. Somebody's got to know how to have some fun around here, Yeah. Thrall. Um, okay, so I am a fan of Jaina Proudmoore. She is the first of the WoW characters I ever made a cosplay for. Marsha from the Fountain, the fishing NPC trainer who does dailies in Dalaran. She is the most recent one that I've been wearing a lot because she's in a t-shirt, jeans, shorts, and flip-flops. But I did have fun making that jeweled fishing pole. The Cartier Bejeweled fishing pole. I have that with a giant fish I made. It's a giant blue carp for the tiny blue carp, but it's awesome. I don't know if I'll be making any more costumes. I say I won't, but my the Slytherin robe is getting so much traction, saving me so much money. I do have the material for making something from the Harry Potter world, which was going to be also fashioned after like high fashion that came out in 2022, summer 2022 in New York. Their fashion week was the dresses that have like those like spinny fan things, but it's made out of the cloth. And I wanted to use that to make one of those thing that the boyfriend of an obscurus. I have a way to do that costume. I was even going to light it up from the inside around the face. But I didn't want to, it's going to take me a lot, like a whole couple of summers or something to do it right. And I'm so afraid to cut the cloth because I bought really nice fabric for it, this kind of organza stuff for the outer layer, and I'm thinking maybe I should make an actual little black dress with that. But I'm afraid to, you know what? I'm afraid to make the first cut. When you are working with really nice fabrics, which sometimes I invest in because they just flow better and they shine better and it feels smexy in it. I'm afraid to make that first cut. I want to be really, really sure of my plan because I don't have patterns. I make things to fit me because I'm not the typical shape out there. Yeah. All right, Copper. We'll see you when you come back. I won't tell. But she's attracted some very interesting characters. I mean, the blue dragon, Calcigos, since blue is my favorite color. I don't know how you can tell. But blue is my favorite color. Many shades of blue are my favorite color. The sky, the sea, it feels like freedom. It feels like cleanliness. It's peaceful. It's beautiful. Yeah. So, I did a version of her skin from actually the comic books. And because when I first made the costume, I used to have, a belly ring. And so I dropped the waist down just like, the smexier fan art would do with her costume. And I had the crop top made in silver I made like the whole bandera, what do you call it? A bolero jacket. And like there's so many layers to this thing. But I've made changes or nods to the most recent since the Kilturass came out, for more decorative stuff on the bolero sleeves, and on one side, and I wear the cape over the other shoulder now to expose one side. But man, it takes money and it takes time to adjust it all, so I made new pieces so that I have something appropriate for my shape now. Because it's been a few years since I think the first version I made in 2015, and I'm still wearing it to certain events like the YetiCon because the wind out there in the mountains just makes my very long cape, which I made with real silk, no, real satin, navy blue satin, and I put gold edging in it, and I put art wire in the edging so that I can form the billows for photographic purposes. But wow, it would just flap in the wind. It was awesome. No, I've never shown my drawings. Well, I've shown drawings of chibis, and then I never had the time to get comfortable and like really develop them. But I have a series of chibi comics that I made. When I was talking to you guys back in the late summer, early fall. No, it was in June. It was in the first week of June. That weekend I started it and I played around with it. But I still haven't finished the Brave Immortal Souls liberation of Msoul from the tent. And that script is somewhere. I'm looking through all my stuff, and I've still got a bunch of notebooks still to look in. That script is here somewhere. It's been sitting for now 2 summers. I feel really bad about that. But eventually I'll do it. It's just that memes became easier and faster to do. The door games, they take time, but I have fun making them. And the scripts, when I want to do the proper series, it takes a long time to get all of the sound effects in the right places and stuff. There was a lot of layers to the tracks that I was doing that with, so that's why that became delayed, and I wanted to first explore the things that were getting me people, getting me looks. Yeah. They're gonna be like crude. They're not cringe. They're really sweet, actually. But the problem was this, and this is why I got hung up on it. To color them, my sketches, I have to do it by hand. And I don't have artist tools. I don't have paints and stuff like that. And the way people are really doing them is they're making this stuff on computers, and I can't figure out how to do it. Like, me and a stylist don't get along, and I don't get the same results, and I know I showed some of that like a year ago or something, I think. But it's not the same as when I sketch by hand. I don't know how to use the computer programs. I've tried, and I get frustrated because it's not the same. So it's more like I want to sketch by hand and then scan it in. However, I don't have the right tools to color it properly. So it would be really, really rough amateur looking stuff. But the stories I think are cute. No, it's too much money. I don't have any money left for that. But but I did show some of my sketches. They're out there. That I showed you guys, the little comic strips that I was making. They're really cute for baby V. And eventually, maybe this summer coming up, what I'm finding is when I got really creative and was actually popping them out was when I was staying at a hotel for a conference. This is like a world-class, award-winning hotel, and I was only there because my company was paying for it. And in the middle of the night, when the lobby was abandoned by all people, and me and the security guard and the lady at the front desk were all bored and we were chit-chatting, they let me like lay down on the couches and they were like those big chaise lounge couch things that I would never be able to afford. And I like spread out across it on my stomach and started sketching in a lobby that was mainly like white and cream and the fake crystal chandeliers, but super bright light. With it being so spacious and airy and bright, I really had the right headspace and comfort physically to do it. And my apartment's kind of dark. I don't get a lot of sun. Only like I get the sunrise, which is very rosy and very fiery, and then it's dark. And there's no like light fixtures. Like you can't walk into the room and turn on a light because the ceilings have nothing. They expect you to buy like floor lamps. It's an old building. It's older than me. I'm going to say how old that is, but it's older than me, this building, and it just wasn't designed for an artist to lie around and sketch stuff. So I wanted to take the courses this year, and I had such a problem with the local school that had certain programs. They were like Fort Knox about their schedule, and they expected me to pay for a year of schooling when they attracted me by saying they had a program for people who work in the day with a day job, and I can't quit my day job to go to school. So a lot of what I've been doing is when Udemy has sales and a course or an accreditation, it comes up for like $17, $20. But I'm not going to pay more than that. Or I do free courses sometimes, and because of like COVID, things like MoMA, the New York Museum of Modern Art, they sometimes offered free courses for stuff, right? But none of this will get me a new job, but it was just for my own interest. But some of it is like, I don't like all the theory. And the one free course I found for art therapy this year is just all heavy theory. And I want to I want to do the fun part, right? So I ended up not taking it because they wanted multi-thousands of dollars and wouldn't even tell me when these courses would happen. So I feel they were snookering me to get my money, and the courses would be in the daytime and not at night. And I challenged it, and I said, like, I don't understand what's going on. Why is this Fort Knox? Why are you not telling me when the courses are happening? I'm not paying if I can't attend them. This is stupid. Because you'll never get all your money back. So I ended up not doing it at all. But I've been so busy with other things and being sick and cracking my head on the floor that, like, I'm just lucky I'm not passed out. No, everything is too expensive. I'm not paying thousands of dollars for this. I know, you know what? If I knew this stuff was a thing that I could have made money off of as a kid in school, I was drawing anime, in high school. I was drawing it for fun, just because. But I was like, I just like fashion. I would draw dresses and stuff. I also would draw the shells of fast cars too, by the way. I was into that since I was like in grade school, watching fast cars, and yeah. But here and there. It's one of those things that I'll have more time to work on in this summer, maybe. I don't think I'm ever going to move at this point. I'd like to be able, but nothing's cheaper. And at least I have a view of the water. It's a distant view, but from where I am in the summertime, you can see sailboats if they come by. And they look like little triangles, but it's fun. I like seeing it. I see the air show, actually, because they fly one of the jets for the snowbirds that fly in Toronto. They do shows in other cities too, and they do fly right over my building. So I get to see the air show for free. And I get to see all the fireworks because my neighbors, when they pop fireworks, I feel like they're like landing right in front of my window. Like they're taunting me or something. I get a very good view of fireworks all over the land. I do not have any money to pay any artist to do anything. I'll do it myself. I can do it. I'll do it myself. Eventually. One day. Okay, the snowbirds are like our national military jet pilots, but they do air shows the last 2 weeks of August in Toronto over the CNE grounds, the fairgrounds that mark the end of summer and the beginning of school, which has been a tradition since my parents were kids here, for sure. So we call them the snowbirds. And they do air shows. They do the military, the 6 jets, and the one peels off at the end to show the ones that don't return after war, that kind of thing. They come up and they do their show over the water up here. And my building, one of those planes has a flight, because now they've done it like 3 years in a row that I've been here in the summer. One of them flies right over the top of my building. So you feel it in your ears. There's a searing sound and you feel it. And I get to see the show for free. I don't have to go down to the city. That's great. And in the winter, once this ice is solid enough, it's not yet, but by January, we'll see all sorts of fishing shacks down there. And the fun is how long they wait to bring them off the water, because sometimes somebody's always late and their shack goes down as things melt in the spring. I should laugh, but as long as everybody survived, I don't laugh. I can laugh a little. Oh, I see what you're saying. What it is, so I bought that stylist with that drawing pad that you plug into your computer, and then you have to use it to like put the colors in. That's not working for me. That's my problem. I don't know who the Blue Angels are. The Canadian snowbirds. They're specifically called the snowbirds. I've never heard of the Blue Angels. I don't know what that is. We have the snowbirds. Maybe it's an Ontario thing. But they're awesome, and I've seen them all my life. And they're a tradition. Yeah. So we're in a snowstorm right now. I find that living near the water, what I've noticed is it seems to rain and snow more at night when it's cooler. In the daytime, it might melt a little. So I kind of feel like Mother Nature's waiting till we get home from work or school, and then it happens. Then it does its business. Which I think is safer for us. Not for the shift workers, though, but for us. All right, since you guys are here, I'm going to ask you this. Did you guys like my little recipe blitz on Tuesday for like just picking a drink and a meal that's meant to be for the holidays? Like, are you guys sick of the recipe blitzes? Because I think I might post a few of those, not live, but just pre-make the videos and set them up to come out every couple of days for Christmas and New Year's. Because I don't know if anyone actually takes my ideas and uses them, but in case somebody might want to try something out, I'm finding a lot of stuff. Okay, so then that means if Blue Angels are American, our Canadian version is the Snowbirds. Yeah, I'll do that later. Yeah. So I actually wanted to buy this shirt because it actually lights up, but I couldn't get one. They were out of stock on Amazon for my size. But I thought this was a great shirt. So if I can't wear it with my physical body, I'm going to wear it here in all my good holiday spirits. This is a real sweater that you could really buy on Amazon, but it seems to be meant for littler people than me. I was willing to buy the boy version too, but the man one wasn't available either. So yeah, there's that. But I'm loving it. Sitting on my couch in my fuzzy blanket and my Grinch shirt waiting for tomorrow. You like the blitzes? Like just the 1 or 2 rounds? So there's a whole series of interesting, like, unique cocktails. Do you drink alcohol? Because I know, like, Cyan Rattan won't drink alcohol, and I don't think Hero Flame drinks alcohol either. Usually I'll say what you could do for non-alcoholic versions, but in this case right now, I just found so many new different things I've never heard of that I thought would be fun, like based on, well, like this one, maple syrup. Like, I never think of it because I grew up here where we have maple syrup candy. We just throw it on our pancakes or our Eggo waffles and we go, you know? But we do have maple bacon. So I'm like, hey, we could do this thing. So then, do you like seeing drink recipes, or are you more into desserts right now, or do you want main meal or soup stuff? Because I am sitting on the Hello Kitty recipes, but I find that they're very intricate, and yeah, and I have a couple of like one-offs for pancakes and stuff out there, but I'm kind of like meh about the ones I have left. I don't understand. Okay. Eggnog. So if I explore different kinds of eggnog, non-alcoholic eggnog, there's a bunch I've been noticing in the stores this year. Like there's like the low calorie, the non-fat. There's one that they mix with mint. I've been afraid to try it, but if someone out there's tried it and they like it, let me know. Um, there's a chocolate eggnog I think out there. Um, yeah. Keeping yourself clean. So are you a vegetarian, or is it about like you drink lots of water? Okay. Um Meats and desserts, not a huge super. Oh, are you a guy for real? I never know. Um I find a lot of the WoW players have female characters, but they're really guys. And what the guys have told me is if they have to stare at a butt for 8 hours at a seating, they'd rather it be a girl. So, and then when I've been on YouTube, a lot of people with masculine looking names have tended to be women. So I never know. I do try to have unique riddles sometimes if I can. But I do know, like Dark Alice told me, it's okay if I use the same riddles sometimes because maybe they'll remember the answers the next time around. So for me to avoid rum, because rum and tequila were my thing, um, I do rum extract. I don't think it's the same level of alcohol in it, but I'm finding I don't need it as much these days, except if I'm making butterbeer. There's like a what is it, a caramel extract and cream soda, and I think you could put a rum extract. I don't think you need it though. There were two extracts that go into it, a cream soda to make the butterbeer, which it actually was a really good recipe. Awesome, that makes life easier for me. Um, all right. So I'm gonna look for some meat recipes. Okay, can you tell me the style of cooking you like? Because my Hello Kitty recipes I've been sitting on are like Asian foods and types of sushi and stuff, which is why I haven't really used them. Um, so I'm gonna skip the soups. Do you like chili? Do you like stew? Are you gonna say no on that too? You want like, well, this recipe I did was chicken. I haven't done chicken in a while, but you like a beef person? So look for some pairings for some recipe blitzes. Eggnog. Well, there's this I'll just tell you what my mom used to do, because if my siblings were finicky and she was worried about them getting too thin, what you could do to fat someone up really fast is a milkshake every day. But what she would do is she would have the vanilla ice cream. She would put one raw egg in it and put the vanilla extract and milk, and then whip it all up. So they wouldn't know that the egg was in there, but that's how she get them to have protein, because they wouldn't eat meat. My siblings were I'm different. Okay, so I guess I would have made a good farmer. My grandparents were farmers. I was very happy with the fact that my grandfather could make amazing prosciutto, and my uncles who were hunters could preserve the meat, and that was my salt lick, and I was fine with it. But my siblings weren't like that. But I would like raise a turkey, and I'd feel happy that I knew that every day I bleached out the bowls and the pens, and they had clean water from the well, and like they were raised on healthy stuff, like not injected with things. And I'd like give them the corn kernels and the whatever I was feeding them, oats, whatever I fed them that they ate, and flax seeds. So when you see eggs with omega, what it means is flax seeds were fed to the chickens that gave you those eggs. That's how they get it in there. So, and the flake and all that. And I would feel like awesome when Thanksgiving came around, time to eat a turkey. That turkey that I fed and took care of all summer, that's dinner. My siblings would be very appalled. They're like, didn't you name it? Didn't you know it? Didn't it have a life? I said, yeah, it was called dinner. And my mom was like, okay, I appreciate, but don't do that again when they're around. I'm like, but that's the cleanest animal you could get. I raised it myself, like that's, I feel bad for piglets though, because they're really cute and shy and they can play soccer. And I feel like it makes me, I don't really eat bacon because I feel bad, because I got to know the piggies. They're very intelligent and they're shy. And I feel bad when they're overfed to the point where they look like, honest to God, when you see a real pig that's been fed for the bacon house, if you forget about the snout and the little hooven feet, you look at their back and how they burn in the sun, and it looks like a fat white guy. Like, they're very similar to us in a lot of ways. So it's like, I can't do it. When I think about it, I can't do it. I don't want to eat the pea meal. And I know, like, if I never knew where this stuff came from, the way people cook this stuff, awesome. Smells great. Tastes great, usually, but I'm weirded out by that. I used to eat goat, but then I started working with goats when I got older on the farm, and they're just so cute, and they have this natural, it looks like a smile, and they'll get their horns through any fence so that you have to give them some. I just think they wanted your attention when you start walking away, and the sheep are just like little puppy dogs. They want your attention. They wag their little tails at you. The only thing that weirds me out is that their pupils are not round like ours. They've got those like rectangular slitty ones, but it's like they're so freaking cute. I can't eat that stuff anymore. We grew up not eating the chickens. We had them for eggs, so I never felt bad about that. But I'll say once in a while I'll go to Swiss Chalet, as long as I don't have to do it myself. I know that maybe sounds hypocritical, but I can, don't want to do that myself. Grape salad. Is it kind of like an ambrosia? I can look it up. I like putting spinach salads with strawberries. I really do. Strawberries and blueberries, and use like a raspberry vinaigrette. I find that very appealing. And I think it's a Waldorf salad that has like little clementine pieces in it with some nuts of some kind. I think it's chestnut walnut pieces or something. Almond slivers with strawberries on spinach. I also like to cut up yellow apples and put them in salads. I like yellow apples. I mix them with red apples to make applesauce as well. But I like apples in my salads too. Apples and strawberries, blueberries and raspberry vinaigrette on a spinach. That would be my favorite, I think. Oh. Oh, yeah. Like, pigs really have emotions. Like, not that things don't, but I mean, they stuck out for me when I started. Because, I mean, I first knew big pigs. But once I had to take care of the little ones, I felt bad. So I couldn't. Very rare that I eat bacon because of how I feel about how intelligent they are. When you're actually taking care of them, I feel bad. Like, they can play. They play soccer. Well, I think chickens can do that too. I think any animal could be taught to play soccer. My dogs definitely played soccer, like awesome goalies who could block and play for me. But, I don't know. There was something about little piglets. Then we make them so overfat and so obese that they could barely move and they don't have joy anymore. And they struggle with like a sleeping position or how to breathe, and I feel bad. Yeah. Also, I took care of beef steer, and they're also like puppy dogs wanting your attention, wanting your love, and they're so huge. And like, we've had a dairy cow I've worked with. It was me that was chosen to try to feed the calf. And she would sneeze right in my face. And I'm like, oh my God, please someone feed me. It's the only time I call my friend from Alberta who is a beef steer farmer and say, can you send me some of Bessie, please? He's like, did they sneeze on you? Yes. Because, it's either that or trample you. Just kind of gross, but very effective in making you run away. And she would not let people get close to her calf. It was a baby bull. And she didn't have enough milk to feed him. So we'd have to try to get him extra food. That was one of my jobs. Also, the most fun thing in the world, although you want to watch out for your face, is when little sheep get away and you're trying to herd them back in, and they do this little clip with I always saw in my bed sheets and my wallpaper sheep with their little feet kicked out to the universe like little Superman and their little fuzzy bellies, and then they're in the air with all their feet together like a little underside triangle, but you hear the sound clip. And then the feet spring out, and they're like little bouncy things, but they could knock your face off, man. They're just little babies, and they spring up with this little clip of when they put all their feet together and then just spring out like Superman, and they're going to knock your face off because they're getting away. I thought that gave me a different perspective. Little Bo Peep, who lost her sheep because she wanted to keep her teeth in her face, but they're very joyful to see them do that because I think it's hilarious until you realize the farmer expects to have them back. But yeah, they were fun to round up, those little guys. I was always rooting for them to get away. Yeah, a little piglet trying to bark. Oh, that's nice. You got trampled. Do you have injuries to this day? Because those are mean. They're heavy. To be trampled, you could have been killed or maimed for life. Do you have permanent injuries from that? I just remember walking around in Hawaii and the hiking to try to get to those little very tall waterfalls for pictures. And you see those little hog trails and you're like, please don't come out with your tusk and trample me. If you're hearing those sounds, I am downing water like crazy, but I am feeling a little better. So basically, for the first week of my concussion, I couldn't take the time off work they suggested, but um, people found me scarier when I would whisper at them, sit down right now before I lose it, and people would get away from me, and I liked that very much. But saying that, white foods, white broths, white pop, white water. Also, because if you end up needing a surgery, the clear stuff is better. They can do all the x-rays and stuff they need. Um, and so I'm kind of trying to stick to that a little bit with my diet. Also, though, since it's happened, I haven't been able to drink milk for years because I go through phases of lactose intolerance and I come out of it, then I go back into it again. It's really weird. But I've been craving milk like crazy, and it's not my fault. But chocolate milk is cheaper by $2 than white milk. So I'm downing like a liter of chocolate milk every couple of days. But I must need the calcium or I wouldn't crave it, and my body's tolerating it, which is really weird, which usually I can't do it. Um, like I think it was in my 20s when that started, and I go on and off with that. So today I chugged a whole bunch of chocolate milk. Not all at once, but I mean by the end of a day, within 24 hours, that liter's gone. And now I'm back to craving water like crazy. I wake up in the middle of the night and I think I'm falling asleep with my mouth hanging open because my tongue feels like so dried out. And so I have another water waiting. I don't just take one at a time anymore. I've got two at a time to do. A potbelly pig. Interesting that we both worked with pigs as children. Mashed potatoes. I love mashed potatoes. It might be the texture. You might be, maybe you're a texture person. So you've got to whip those up with one of those grinders or really get in there with the elbow grease and mash it really good. And then do you mix them with butter and milk? Because my secret is putting a little bit of milk in with the butter to swish it all up really nice. And put it through like, it's like a little helicopter on the end of a long stick, and you go and go straight down, and it makes it super smooth. Maybe you need it to be super smooth. But I put a little bit, or if you have better like cream or half and half, because that's real milk, in with some butter and like really smooth it out with a electric hand blender. Um, you might enjoy it a lot more. Maybe you don't like the lumpiness. Oh my goodness. Upside, I feel better and cleaner when I drink cool water. It does actually make me feel. I like feeling water splash on my face too. That helps me feel better. Um, and I equate those feelings with sky blue color, which is in my hair, because I like a blue. Hmm. Then the other thing you might be affected by, restaurants may use an instant potato instead of real potato. That might be something because that also would have a much higher salt content. And maybe if you have high blood pressure, your body's reacting to the salt because that will make your blood pressure worse. It's really hard to keep our salt content down. Even milk has 11% salt in it, and we're supposed to keep our salt intake down to 3 to 5%. Very hard to find food with those levels. Even some waters have some salt in them. And like I grew up loving mineral water and I have to stay away from it now, so only have it once in a blue moon. Um and that's why too when I started the recipe blitzes, I really meant to do like here are healthy stuff, but it's the holidays. um Sometimes I do just treats for fun, but with the assumption not everybody out there is trying my recipes or recipes that I find out there. I would say I was inspired by the Starving Chef because she looks at like Harry Potter theme and like all these different video game themes, because she gets into those kind of like, video game themed cookbooks out there. I would like to have one, but they're so expensive. So I'm like, nope, I'll just look at it online and I'll copy it. I love scalloped potatoes. I like the crispiness of it, actually. The weirdness of the flavor. Like, I don't know how to get that flavor from anything else. Scalloped potatoes has its own, like, butteriness to it. I like the smell of the butter in it and the little seasonings on top. If you have a pharmacy with a free blood pressure checker, check it. Because if you're a person that tends to have higher blood pressure, salt content may make you sick. It does make me sick at times. I have to be careful. And they call it the silent killer because nobody knows they have it. Like, there's no signs that we're, like, consciously aware of. We just think we're not feeling well. But it actually makes a big difference when I keep my... It's hard for me. I have to use pills now, unfortunately, for my blood pressure. And I remember meeting young people who had it, and for cultural reasons, they might have it because of diets that, like, indentured servants had to eat, for example, in the Americas, makes it their family lines more prone to it. So if you're from the southern United States, that might be a thing too. So get yourself checked for it just to be sure, because I met young people with it, and now I'm one of them. And I never knew until I had to read labels, which I've only started doing the past couple of years because this only became a thing I knew about, was it 2 years ago? It really can mess with your system. And your brain and other organs need us to be like, well, if you say you eat clean, like, have more water, just plain water. And the thing is also, I've invested in electrolytes sometimes, or vitamin powders to mix with my water. So I don't like chewing the chewable vitamins. They're just all sour. Gross. I don't know. Oh, if you look up the starving chef, it's a lady. If you Google search her, she's got so many recipes and they're so fun. So if you want to have a theme party, you like search the theme and she's probably got something for you. There are so many drinks that if I had enough friends that would actually entertain like a Harry Potter themed, I would have so many drinks. Death Eater, the Snape, the everything. Like, she's got themes for everything. She's got Minecraft stuff. I haven't even done that. But some of my Harry Potter stuff that I've done come from her. And she explores. Like, she'll go to Universal and try out all the food, and then she'll come home and make her own versions of it and give them names. And she's got a good... It's Starving Chef. It's a nice lady. Oh, sweet potatoes are nice. I also like turnips as an alternative to potato. I like them both. I also like golden radishes. Golden beets. It's golden beets, I think it is. Golden beets. They're nice too. Oh. Oh, that's terrible. It is. I look back at the things I ate as a kid thinking, well, I don't add salt to anything, but not realizing what I was eating was 50 to 90% salt. Like, oh my God, I've had a salt lick all my life, and I had no idea I was eating bad because I was eating meat or pasta or lasagna or something that was from my culture. I'm like, you really do have to make it for yourself. But nowadays, if you want to make it properly, like, and I was taught how to make it all properly from scratch, it costs more money than if you just buy it. But if you just buy it, that's a salt lick. I mean, I can't eat that anymore. So I have to do it myself now. And that's another thing. I wish I had a bigger kitchen so that I felt cleaner. And then I like a better prep area. Because I prep everything over my stove because I just don't have counter space. And it's like, so I'll do less because there's limited room and it's not, you don't want things falling through your elements, you know. It's not comfortable. And when I'm comfortable, I could be happily cooking for like, I used to cook on Saturdays all day long while I binge watch TV shows and talk to my cats because I used to have cats. And I was really happy. And I'd make all sorts of flavored waters and put them in my fridge. And so for the whole week, I'd be ready to go. But I was happy doing that. Not happy doing that anymore. I don't feel comfortable where I am in the space I have here. You know what? If you buy from M&M Meats, I don't know if you have M&M Meats, those shoelace French fries from stores, they have less salt in them, maybe about 11%, than like lasagnas have anywhere from 38 to 89% salt. Salami, like you're looking at 89% salt. Everything, there's nothing less than 50% salt. Like, oh my God, that's just too much. But some people are smart enough to like have a piece and then eat a salad. Hey, we just eat the lasagna. When we make veal. Oh, I know that's politically incorrect. We make veal. I grew up eating Bambi Thumper and baby cows. I guess Dumbo. Bambi Thumper and Dumbo. That's what I grew up eating. Oh no, that's an elephant. No, I never ate Dumbo. Who out there would be like Bessie, the cow? Lasagna, which is my favorite food, and I like meat lasagna with vegetables in it. You're looking at up to anywhere from 57% salt to 89% salt. Those frozen ones that you buy in the store, they're deadly. Salami, 89% salt. I'm so sad about that. I always thought it was greasy, not salty, but I was wrong. Maybe it's both because of the fat. I've had sweet potato pie and I like it. Yeah, it has that thickness of a pumpkin pie, that consistency for sure. Okay, so from what I'm hearing, if I want to do some recipe blitzes, we're looking at beef, we're looking at eggnog, and we're looking at non-alcoholic. There are mocktail recipes that I do have. Actually, I'm sitting on some milkshakes from Hello Kitty recipes, but they're so full of candy, I just don't know. Some things you have to look at it to understand how to make it right. And I'm finding the recipes, there's so much involved. I would not trust Italian food from restaurants necessarily because the amount of salt is crazy. Because remember, they buy frozen stuff. Unless they're making it from scratch, you've got a little Nona back there. It's just safer to make it yourself, really. Yeah. I love that I can finally smile again. Look at my face. Mm, mm, ooh, ee, ooh. Oh, I love it. I have my ringing is back. I don't know how it ever happened, but I'm glad. I have different kinds of milkshakes, stuff. Yeah, I ate some, but I was disappointed with them. I like the wheat, I don't like the corn tortilla shells. It's a weird flavor to me. I don't like it. But I do like making chili. I enjoy chili very much, and I love having a good piece of bread with butter and dip it in chili. That actually makes me very happy. I like a good meat sauce, and I'll just dip bread. But bread is a thing I went away from for a long time, but the brain needs the fiber. The brain needs bread, so you can't completely cut it out. So every once in a while, I'll buy like a French stick with butter, dip it in sauce, or just have it with butter. I like bread with butter. Honestly, it's so simple. I love Melba toast with butter or malt toast. That brown round one, the dark brown round one. Love it. Love it toasted with butter. I do like English muffins with butter if they're crispy. I don't like toasted soggy. I like toasted crispy. I like firm. Yes, I do. Oh, yeah. Anyways, everybody, those were my random thoughts for this evening. I didn't even know I would have much to say, but I'm so glad you guys like channeled me right away. Hope it was fate. I missed chatting with you guys. Yeah. So I haven't put a schedule, but I think I don't like letting people down. I'm going to try to pop in and out around the times I usually do my shows without saying a scheduled time, just so that I'm not letting people down as a no-show. Oh, it's okay. 1 a.m. and I need to sleep too. Well, thank you everybody for keeping me company. Copper Kaiju, Marcus Blackwell, and I suspect it's either Dark Alice, Tishy Adams, or Bonet. Maybe it's Hero Flame being quiet out there. But thank you everybody for keeping me company and keeping me chatting. Have a happy holiday season. I'm so ready for it. Stay safe on the roads and please don't forget to hydrate. So I'm going to toast to everyone before I log off. This is Venus Callida. Drinking to your health and mind. Chin chin. Love the sound of the bubbles rippling against the backside of the water bottle. All right, Copper Kaiju, have a wonderful night. Marcus Blackwell, have a wonderful night. Sweet dreams, everybody out there. And for anyone popping in later, have a wonderful holiday season, whatever you're celebrating. And if you don't celebrate anything, have a wonderful day. Be safe, be happy, be healthy, and I'll see you all next time, probably Friday night. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I will get that winter frolic out for everybody. It's a winter caper. It's going to be fun. It's